From an undisclosed location high in the Hollywood Hills, it's time once again for the long shot. Come hell or high water. Tonight's episode, it really is jarring to see Amber. And now, please welcome the host of the long shot, Sean Conroy. Thank you so much. Welcome to The Long Shot. It is a podcast. I'm your host. My name is Sean Conroy. With me tonight on the show, not Joe Wagner, not Jamie Flame, although Jamie said he might show up. So who knows?
Anything can happen.
Anything is possible.
It probably will.
Yeah, that's how we roll on this show. Now, I have a couple of questions.
Wait, I'm Amber. Did you say that?
Who are you? Oh, thank you for answering that. My first question. Yeah, I have no linear train of thought. So as soon as
are you okay? I guess we'll get there. We'll get there.
No. I'm fine. But yes, Amber Kenny, co-host of the show, is here as always, and so we are here. No one else is. No, I was trying to move. I'm excited because I'm like moving things around in my apartment, you know, like I don't know if you've ever seen the two bedrooms I have in the back of my place. I have two bedrooms back there, and one of them is like a normal moderate sized bedroom, and the other one is a master bedroom. Like it's just like it's big. Yeah. And I've, you know, for a while, the Brazilian supermodel was living here. So she had the regular bedroom and I had the master bedroom. And then when she moved out, and I'm not talking about Alex. Alex is he's not Brazilian right. After Alex left. But, you know, so she was in the normal bedroom and I was in the master bedroom, and then she moved out. So I made the normal bedroom my office.
Smart.
And the master, but it just feels like a waste of space in that other room.
Right.
Like,
is it like there could be a second room in
exactly. Room? So I'm like
a sitting area.
Right. So I'm like, why don't I just switch the rooms and make the smaller room the bedroom and the bigger room the office / library / music room / gym. Yeah, exactly. Like all the things. So today and I've been thinking about it for a long time, because that's how I operate, is like no specific decisions or actions need to be precipitated immediately. I can wait at least 6 months to a year before doing anything.
The seed has to be planted.
Right.
Water.
Pros and cons, cons and pros, lists and lists. Mm-hmm. Today I took the bed out of that room. The bed is now in the living room. I started moving stuff from the It's like one of those number puzzles. Like I have to move the bed to the living room into the bedroom.
Right,
you know.
right.
But I started, and I was in the middle of doing all that, and then I was like, oh shit, we switched our night, and I'm doing it tonight. So I came in here.
Oh, you were just doing it right now?
Yeah, and I was like, let me just throw these dishes in the dishwasher. And in the middle of throwing some dishes in the dishwasher, I realized that I had only half unloaded the dishwasher, so I'd put all dirty dishes in with half clean stuff, like whatever. So it was like a million things all happening at the same time. And so I was flustered when I first got here, but now I'm totally fine.
Cool normal. As a cucumber.
Yeah. And so my question to you is, have you moved stuff around in your apartment? Because it looks different in there from the last time I saw you.
No, I haven't. Thank you for asking. I'm recording today. Mm-hmm. Everything about tonight is different. We're at a different day, a different time, but this is my office. This is where I am all day long. I normally record in Jeff's office because it's at the back of the apartment. Mm-hmm. And that way Jeff, because I don't know if you can tell, but there's no door. My office is really just
the other side of the living room or the dining room.
The dining room, and then the living room, again, there's no door. It's right there. Right. So that way Jeff can like watch TV or make food in the kitchen and
right.
not feel like I'm keeping him hostage.
And the open floor plan means that you might run into each other and have like a great idea. I mean, that's the idea of open floor plans in an office, is that, people encounter each other and greatness comes out of those encounters.
But Jeff went to the movies this evening because he found out we were recording a podcast. He changed his plans really quickly. And I was like, great, then I'm not going to go in the back room for no reason. Like,
you get the whole place to yourself.
Yeah.
So we have Columbo in the picture. We have the
crazy
shades.
Curtains.
Curtains.
Which this is an update. I don't know. I can't keep track, but I'm sure I've recorded the podcast at one point in this room. And those were the vertical blinds that I hated with every inch of my being.
Right.
And Jeff, being the sweet Pete that he is, he swapped them out for my old curtains from the
hung
old
up
place,
the curtains.
Which it's made a world of difference. I would have it open because
creates a weird glare.
Right. It's actually nice and I would like the fresh air, but it would be like there's a glowing orb behind my head at all times. Right. And there already is, but then there'd be two. I look at myself sitting in this seat kind of a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody was just saying, I had a class the other day and one of the people was out of town and was using, this is who cares, but she was using her sister's computer and she couldn't figure out how to get the camera to operate properly. So she was blacked out the whole time. And I usually kind of insist that my students show their faces because, it's a writing class and you want feedback from everybody. And even just like a facial expression of like, oh, that was horrible is a good thing to get in a writing class. But she was like, I can't, I don't know how to do it. So I'm just going to be like this. And she was like, I did this for a meeting the other day and it was so relaxing because I wasn't staring at myself the entire time. And I totally get that because that is how we live at this point, is like, there's you, there's me, there's us, there's I ams.
Right. And it seems like other people don't give a shit as much. But I'm very aware of the facial expression I'm making. So what I mean is in work meetings, I find myself being very like active listening.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Right. Well, just because I guess it's like the empathy thing or the people pleasers. I don't know what it is. But I know that when I'm presenting and people are like,
you notice it.
It doesn't feel great.
Right.
So, but to that point, it feels like most people don't like, they look bored, I guess, at best. They look just like,
but they may have resting bored face.
Right. And also good on them for just like
being
living
themselves.
their lives. Yeah. But I'm like, I want to make sure everyone knows that everything's okay, and it's exhausting.
Like a bobblehead.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah. I think it's just, it's stressful. I mean, that's why in my classes now, I mean, not directly why, but that's one of the reasons why in my classes, when I was teaching at UCB and we were meeting in person back when people in the world met in person.
I'm old enough to remember a time.
Right. You've heard stories. The class is 3 hours, and about an hour and 20 minutes in, I would take like a 10-minute break, and then we would do the rest of it, and during that 10 minutes, everybody would go to the bathroom or get a snack or go outside and smoke or just chat with each other for a minute. It was just like a relaxing, whatever. Now I do it twice over the course of 3 hours for 10 minutes because
3 hours at looking at a lot.
Yeah, it's so intense. Like you're in everybody's face the whole time. And I think there is an element of, I don't know what the right word is, performingtons.
Performation, I think.
Performingtonsness. But you're performing the entire time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm on Zoom, but I'm like, I know, I can see, but you know what I'm saying?
100%. And that's why the whole, like, I guess this is a bad example because we're doing it right now, but it's like, hey, let's hang out more. Let's hang out on Zoom for fun after work. And I'm like, get away from me.
Yeah,
like, just let me not look at my laptop for half a second.
Right. Well, and that was, this is going back to the old days of Zoom, but I used to get a big kick out of, and by a big kick out of, I mean, I wanted to kick them out of any Zoom meeting we had. When people would, like, when you would go into a Zoom with a bunch of people, and some people would be like, what's the curtain behind you? There's a curtain behind you. Oh, is that a curtain? There's a chair over your shoulder. You're sitting there. Do you see how the light is coming over your head? Like, just what is directly in front of me, and how can I observe what's directly in front of me?
I know that I've probably mentioned this before, and I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for it, but I still have those Friday happy hours with my extended family, like aunts and uncles and parents.
Phoenix?
And, Tucson, mostly. They visited us in Phoenix, but like, they do this thing too, where it drives me up the wall, where they're like, oh, you're cutting out. I can't hear you. Oh, you're frozen. Like, they have to narrate every problem that goes on. And it's like, I don't know what purpose you think this is serving. And some of the time it's on their end. So it's like, we all can see everyone, and you're just keep over and over saying that you can't see us. And what are we supposed to do with that information?
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Fucking people from Tucson, man. They are too much.
I mean, originally New Jersey.
Well, that makes sense.
They went to Xavier.
That doesn't make sense. Commuter military school.
Yeah. But I do love in my new job, because I'm meeting a lot of new people all through Zoom, obviously, but I have meetings with completely different people than I've ever known before. And this bad boy.
Conversation starter.
Ooh, baby. I want to start like a class on how to not have awkward Zooms with complete strangers and have a conversation piece.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just like, nice weather. Like, where are you? Because sometimes they're on the East Coast. Like, there's no way to know where people are in this.
That's why I always do my Zooms from here, because this just opens things up immediately. Like, it's like having a parrot on your shoulder.
Right.
Like, as soon as you see this behind me, you're like,
right,
what's going on with this guy?
That guy is interesting.
No, I mean, all kidding aside, I've been thinking about that in terms of how I'm setting things up, that I may try to transfer my usual spot into my office now that I can do that.
You can make like an accent wall or something.
Yeah, I've bought 7 Columbo posters.
The guy who doesn't understand the lesson just thinks it's specifically about Columbo.
And then I start every time I meet somebody on Zoom, I'm like, hey, did you see this? Look at this.
Yes, please stop this. And I would say it's a fine line, because you also don't want it to be like
right,
where it's so crazy that people feel like they can't say anything, because it's like, I'm talking to a crazy person. Just
it's always funny to watch, on the news, when you see people in their chosen location for their interview and like what they have behind them. Because generally speaking, I mean, this is more of a CNN thing, is where I notice it, is like they all have written a book, and they will have at least 1, if not 3 copies of their own book behind them, because they're plugging that. Although I did see, what's the woman's name who was an aide to Mike Pence, who has since come out and said all sorts of negative things about the Trump administration. Anyway, she was on the other day, and she had a big, like, sort of modern art framed print of George Floyd's face behind her.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, that's an interesting and unusual choice that she's making a statement, no doubt.
Sure. That is intentional.
Right. I disassociate from those people as extremely as possible.
Right. I am a good guy now.
Yes. White hat.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll take them. We'll take them all.
So I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel a little bit underprepared today because I did switch times at the last minute. Have you paid attention at all to this whole Nirvana controversy that's out there now?
Go for it.
The album Nevermind. If you remember that album, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, Nevermind. Because if you didn't remember it, I would have just said
Nevermind.
Has a photo on the front of it of a naked baby in a swimming pool.
Right.
Sort of a very famous album cover. Apparently that baby has grown up and now has decided
to sue
and is charging that, I as usual, I don't have any research to back up what I'm going to say.
Love it.
Except that I just watched his lawyer on the news to say that he was not compensated properly for his work
likeness.
Yeah, exactly. But also that it was child abuse and that it was child pornography, that he was the victim of child pornography by being photographed this way. And it was just interesting to watch the discussion about that on the news, where I have seen that album cover thousands of times.
Yeah, it's on t-shirts, it's everywhere.
And child pornography, like, I do jerk off every time I see it, but
that's a coincidence.
But the lawyer was basically saying, obviously, the focus of the entire photo is his genitalia, and that is child pornography, and blah, 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 blah. And so as I'm watching her say that, I'm like, so does that mean that any display, because I just feel like there's no way you look at that and go, oh, obviously this is titillating. This is supposed to,
right.
Any display of genitalia is pornographic by nature, I don't know. That's apparently what her argument is. So I don't know where she went to law school or what her degree is in, or,
what?
There was a lesser Trump University. I don't know.
I'm guessing. I mean, I know less about this case than you do, and it sounds like you know.
I don't know very much. Yeah.
So we should talk about it for the next hour.
I know.
But
that's human nature.
I'm guessing his parents signed something, though.
Of course. So, and that was the point that the newscaster was making. The newscaster by the name of Chris Cuomo was making was, I get how you have something against the parents. You want to talk to the parents about it, fine, but you can't hold this against the band or the record company, because they made a deal with the parents when this happened. Right. And my perception, and this is partially because perhaps I have just become so cynical about how people are trying to manipulate everyone's emotions all the time, is that she, not her, it's because it's not just her, but like that they are accusing them of child pornography because child pornography is so reprehensible that how could you be in favor of it? Mm-hmm. How could you say, no, this is fine? Oh, so you're saying child pornography is fine? No. I'm saying,
right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not the same thing at all, but it's in a way similar to the whole, there's a cabal of blood drinking pedophiles drinking adrenochrome and murdering children, and Hillary Clinton makes soup out of babies. You know what I mean? Like,
make it the most extreme, and
exactly.
If you at all defend it, you're the villain.
Right. You're a terrible person for defending it.
Because I actually do. I can get behind. To your point, it is such a recognizable image, and it is everywhere. And I can understand not loving being at the center of that without it being your choice at all. Like I can understand why the guy has feelings. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it falls into the child pornography category. And I don't even know if the band or the record label or whatever owe him anything. I'm just saying I understand that why.
Right. Well, that was another part of the thing she was saying was like, he does not wish for his genitals to be on display this way. And I don't know.
It's like like the stereotype of your mom embarrassing your new date with baby pictures. It's like that to the extreme.
Right. But, you're talking about my mom now. Special guest?
Special guest. It's going to take a little bit, I guess. Oh. Hello?
Who could it be?
Yay!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Incredible. Will you have me?
Perfect timing, Jamie. We were just talking about child pornography.
Oh God, I got opinions on that.
I haven't seen you in so long. It's good to see you.
I know. I had a crazy night, but I really enjoyed hanging with Sean a couple weeks ago, and I miss you. And
when you say I miss you, are you talking to Amber, or are you talking to me, or are you talking to both of us, or are you talking to somebody else?
Someone else, actually. It's weird. Myself.
You look like a director with the baseball cap and
this is my I didn't shower today vibe. And I directed a movie today. It's incidentally a biopic on Ron Howard.
Is it biopic or biopic?
I always thought it was biopic.
That's what I thought as well, but I've heard people say biopic.
I've heard
okay, I'm not alone then.
But biopic sounds medical to me.
It's weird. It sounds bizarre.
Well, because it's a biopic. It's not a
biographical picture. Biopic.
Yeah, it's
for sure. It should be that. I said it. It does sound like biopsy.
Right.
Did you get your biopic back yet?
Bad news.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. All right. Well, we were just talking about Nirvana and the cover of Nevermind and the guy who's posed as the baby. He was a baby. He didn't pose as a baby. He posed when he was a baby.
He was very convincing.
And now he's suing for child pornography. Who knows what's going on? Certainly not me. And I brought it up. But we always like to start the show with a segment that we call Checking In. So let's start today with Jamie.
I can't believe you're not even checking in. I literally don't even have one.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I didn't prepare one.
You've been working on biopics.
What's my checking in?
What was your crazy night? You said you had a crazy night. Tell us about your crazy night.
Well, I just came from my sister's and I was visiting with my nephews and niece, and my parents were there.
Doesn't sound that crazy.
Loco.
That's actually lame.
And I took a shit on the floor in the living room.
It really is jarring to see Amber.
Sorry.
How do you think I feel every week?
The place looks like it's coming together so well.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought you said face at first, and I was like, oh, okay.
Face too.
It's coming together. It's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
Jamie, come on, give us something.
Okay, what's been going on? I should have prepared something.
No, don't think. Just say it. Talk about what you've been up to.
The theater, obviously, as always.
I mean, you guys probably covered all of this.
Oh my God, it was like
but how is it going with the like forcing people to show their vaccination cards and stuff?
It's
Like,
been fine. I think I did talk about it with Sean, but yeah, one show where it was like kind of not even really a Dynasty vibe of it was a production, outside production, and some people that night were a little bit ornery. But other than that, people are by and large.
Jamie hid in the back. Let the interns deal with it.
Oh, I did. I for sure did. I have not evolved to court conflict or enjoy it.
Good. You're still you.
I'm still me. But yeah, just been working. I think coming out of a little bit of a hole the last week of depression and anxiety.
What could possibly be causing that?
So many things.
I know.
So many things, obviously. I mean, but yeah, today was actually, I feel the last 2 days have been a fun reminder that, yeah, even when things are dark, we get out of them.
Why? What happened in the last couple of days that was so fucking great?
I think yeah, you know what? I should have specifics, but
well, you hung out with your parents and your sister and your nephew.
That is specific.
I feel like that could go either way. That could push you further into depression, or it could be great.
That was
or
great.
Both at the same time. It could be.
Wow, life is complicated.
It really is.
There's a symbol that I love, and it's got like it's kind of like a 69, but it has a little dots in them, and
nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet.
We're gonna lose him. We can't put him on the spot too much. He'll just be like, "Oh, I'm."
All right, I'll go first. Then we'll come back to Jamie. Okay.
I'll go
first.
I can go.
Because I have a couple of things that happened today, and of course, Jamie already knows because he brought this up the last time I saw him. But it happened. I went to Starbucks. I was going for a run, and I stopped at Starbucks first to fuel up on a little coffee. Like I woke up this morning and I was like, let me go for a run up at the reservoir. I say run. There was some walking involved, but there was a little bit of running. I'm starting to
the Hollywood Reservoir.
Get back to it. Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite places to run.
It's really great. Really great. Unfortunately, getting to it from this side has become incredibly difficult. Like you can go up from the Hollywood side, or you can go over across what's the name of that road? Barham Boulevard, and then go in through the back.
Yeah, I know. I've never
Hollywood.
Done that back way. I've only come from Hollywood.
It's not bad, and that's the way I've been going lately. Because if you go up the way from Hollywood, there's just every place you go, there's construction and sewers being dug and trucks coming from the other way, and it just is like I felt like I was going to get pushed off the side of the mountain as I was going up the other day, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So it takes like an extra 5 minutes to go the other way, but yeah. But anyway, I stopped at Starbucks to fuel up because, you know, if you're going to go for a run, you want to get a little caffeinated before you start, so that during those sprints, I call them sprints, they're you know, like very rapid heel strikes. Before I start sprinting, I have, you know, a little bit of a jolt through my system. And okay, so two things that happened at Starbucks. First thing is I walk in and there's a woman sitting there.
Hello.
Yeah, well, just wait till I describe this woman. She is, I would say she's probably in her late 20s. She has a mask on.
Okay.
But
seductive.
But like yeah, immediately I look at her and she's wearing like very, very tight leather pants, very high heels.
What time is it?
This is at like 11 in the morning.
Wow, that's a choice.
Crop top and a very exposed thong sticking out of her pants.
Her leather pants.
And so I had two reactions. One was just pure unmitigated lust immediately.
Hubba bubba. Wait, no.
Hubba bubba. The bubble gum, yes.
Hubba hubba,
right. Vavoom, perhaps.
Auga.
Yes.
Shank.
But I mean, I seriously, like, I feel like, whatever. I did the math the other night about how many days it's been since the last time I performed, and it's like 563 days since I did my last live performance or something, some ridiculous 500 and something, whatever. And like, I know for a fact that I have not performed in longer than that. So there is an element, like I wish Joe was here because he would be totally on my side here. In fact,
he would be too much
on my side.
On your side.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's not here.
In a way, I'm glad he's not here. Yeah.
It would get gross.
Yeah. But so there's that immediate animalistic. Yeah. I'm like,
perform.
What's that?
Perform.
Yes. You get it now. Yes.
It literally would take that long.
But so that's one thing. And then my second thing was, is this woman a time traveler? Because we're not doing the thong outside the pants anymore, are we? That's like not a...
I think it might be coming back. I think it's been long enough that it's coming back.
When was this
no one's excited
heyday?
about it, but I think it's coming back.
I would say
that big.
I don't know when it was big, but it was a long time ago, I think.
Like early 2000s.
Yeah.
With the low-rise jeans. But yes, if you go on TikTok, the kids love talking about, they call it Y2K fashion, and it makes me want to set myself on fire.
Oh, so it is. So it's like early 2000s. Yeah. So she's in trend.
Yes.
Because she has her thong exposed.
Or like ahead of trend. Because I feel like it's not super...
Well, when did the thong song come out? Because it seems like that's...
Thong song was the 90s.
No, the thong song was the 2000s.
I don't think so. You're talking about Cisco?
Yes.
Thong. But
it's late 90s if it's 90s.
I think it was earlier than that.
No way.
2000.
No way.
Right
the year
after
2000?
Y2K.
In your face, Sean.
When is it?
February 15th, 2000. No,
where
it was
are you
recorded
looking?
In 99 on Wikipedia.
Fuck you, Amber.
Oh yes, the early 90s, 1999.
No, you know what it is? I was mixing it up with another song that my kids used to sing.
Oh yes, sure.
Which was All I Want to Do Is Zoom a Zoom Zoom, which had like a similar...
Yes.
It had a similar ethic in the video. Like the video was similar there, where it was just flesh everywhere.
Check Baby 1 2.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It's
but yes, that is an early 90s situation.
Anyway, so that was my first thing. So I'm wrong that she's not a time traveler. She was not. No. She was definitely not a time traveler. But I was very struck by her.
We need you here just for the
fact checking. Yeah,
because I'm not.
Well, especially this stuff. Yeah, August 25th, 1992. Rex and Effect's single "Rump Shaker" hit the scene.
Right.
Oh, I was like,
yeah, I thought that was going somewhere.
It is.
Anyway, so I'm all wound up, right? So I'm getting my.
You're like, I think I just saw a time traveler, and I'm horny as hell.
Right. So can I have? You're
wearing running shorts.
Right. Very, very tight with a thong exposed through the bottom, unfortunately, not over the top. Yeah, I don't know how I was able to do that, but I did it. But I also have learned to be very careful when I order because I used to always get a black eye, which is 2 shots in a coffee, but nobody knows what that is anymore. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, let me get a doppio macchiato, which is a double espresso with foam and a grande. then I realized that I would say, can I get a doppio macchiato and a grande coffee? And they would think I was saying, because the masks have fucked everything up. Nobody can hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they would think I was saying, can I get a doppio macchiato in a grande cup? And then I would have to be like, no. I wanted 2 drinks. I wanted this one and this one. Anyway, it's become a whole complicated thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered the stuff.
Order on the app.
That's what I should do, because one of the problems I was having was that there were 4 people behind the counter and there was nobody else in the store, and they made like 6 drinks before they got to mine. And I was just like, what is happening right now? And they kept on holding him up and calling him out, like, like Rafaela. And I was like, not here, you know? But anyway, they're all back there, 4 women behind the counter at Starbucks.
Hello.
And they're all just wearing thongs. And then I forget what song was playing, but a couple of them started dancing. Like they were just like dancing around, and one of them turns to me and she goes, "Come on, are you going to dance with us?" And I kind of just went, no. But I was too far away for her to hear me. And I realized after I did it, like I smiled and I was like being nice about it and whatever. But then I realized that what she was seeing was this.
Right.
So
we all have to become like
so I'm sure they were like, what a fucking asshole. Like I'm like the Terminator just going, no.
We all have to become like the Disneyland characters, like Mickey Mouse, where you have to communicate things with your entire body.
Well, and then I felt like, and she just was kind of like, okay, and like turned around and kept dancing with her friends. And then I was like, I felt like I wanted to go over there and be like, hey, just so you know, I was smiling. Yeah, exactly.
I like dancing.
What a nightmare.
What a eventful Star Beast.
It is always an adventure. It is, life always puts things in your path right when you need them, whether it's a time traveling thong wearer or 4 dancing baristas. Which is a lyric from a Christmas song, right? 4 dancing baristas, 5 golden rings. So that was my big adventure. And then I went running, and I don't think anything really happened while I was running, except I ran very slowly, which is fine because it was like 100 degrees out.
Oh yeah. You went midday.
I like to go at the hottest time.
Just the sun directly over. Yeah. Even if there's shade, it's somehow not going to hit you.
It's always funny to me to go in there too, because I love it up there, the Hollywood Reservoir. It's great. But it is always funny when I'm walking in or coming out and I'm walking by a sign that says no dogs allowed, as someone is walking by with their dog or their dogs or whatever. And I'm just like, I get it. Like the rules don't apply to you. Like this is not a rule for you. This is for
normal people.
No. You're different. You're special.
The last time I went there, which was just a couple weeks ago, I'm not exactly sure when, I went I'm pretty out of shape, but I like ran a mile and then I was walking, and I started from the Hollywood side and I went over the bridge first. And so then by the very end of the loop, you're at the entrance of the Hollywood. Do you know what I'm talking about? And there's usually there's like a driveway where I've always seen security guards there and a gate that's closed that goes up. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Like when you first come in on the Hollywood side, basically, instead of if you went,
when you're at the very top of that hill, yeah, I don't know where there's a private residence up there.
No.
Once you come into the park.
Did I say private residence?
I thought you said that.
I don't know why.
You're talking about the doctor's office? I've never seen a doctor's office up there.
No, but there's like a driveway.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And there's usually a security guard parked there almost every time I've gone there.
Yes, now I know. Now I'm with you.
Okay. This last
right by the porta potties.
Yes, right by the porta. And so this last time I went, I saw a guy run up that path as I was like, you know, and I was like, he's not supposed to do that. And then I looked and there was no security guard there and the gate was open. And I was like, what the hell? Let's explore. And it was like a little less than a mile all the way to the top, but it was like a real hike, and you can see the reservoir from a higher vantage point, obviously. Right. And then you end up, God knows where, but on a street by residencies, which I don't think I said before, but maybe I did.
By the grocery store. You're talking about by the grocery store?
But it was a fun little, like, because the reservoir has become
monotonous.
Well, I wasn't gonna say monotonous, but like familiar.
Boring.
And it was like a fun adventure in the middle of that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've been by there a million times and I'm like, I wonder what's up there. And I have never, I mean, see, that's the difference between us is you're an adventurer. You go, I wonder what's up there. Let me go find out. I go, I wonder what's up there. I'm going to keep trudging around the circle here.
Well, going uphill is much more difficult. And there was a point where the path sort of had two options of where you can go. And one was clearly
more traveled. The other was less traveled.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I'll try the less traveled. But then as I went on, I was like, I'm a woman alone in a less traveled area. And I felt like I saw evidence of like, maybe people live here. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't go on the less traveled road by myself right now. And no one knows that I'm here, not a single soul. So I did turn around pretty quickly. And
you don't want to take the road less traveled when somebody lives there, you know?
Well, I don't know. You just don't know what you're going to.
That could make all the difference.
Right.
You'll be trespassing.
I would hate to trespass.
Trespassing.
So anyway, that was my adventure at the Hollywood Reservoir.
Is there water in the reservoir right now?
It's very low, but yes, there's water in there. There's sharks in there. There's like yeah. So be careful. Don't go.
That's
swimming.
Universal Studios, I think. What you're thinking.
Was I not supposed to go running at Universal Studios? You can come on in, sir. You're welcome to jog here if you just buy a $150 day pass. Isn't it like $150 for the day or something over there?
I don't know.
It's crazy amount of money. Yeah.
I cannot go on record saying anything negative about Universal Studios.
Oh, there's so much I don't know about your life right now.
Amber is the chairman of Universal.
Okay.
All right, so that's my checking in. Let's go next to Amber checking in.
Yeah, I have big news. It's new news. I just found out like 3 hours ago, and I get to pick up Smudgy on Tuesday.
Where's Smudgy?
I know you.
Oh man, you got a lot to catch up on, pal.
He's at boarding school for
military school.
Military boarding school.
Not a computer. Not a commuter. Not a
computer. Yeah, it's not virtual. He has to go in person. And but the last time I was podcasting with y'all, I told the whole story of how we kind of got to our limit and it felt like we were running out of options, and that this place was our last hope. But even just giving him to them felt really emotional and really hard and really scary. And I couldn't sleep that night because I was just picturing him like scared and sad and lonely, and you know, I didn't know if it was just punishment based, but The people who work there are incredible, and they've been texting me almost every day, updates about him, pictures of him, videos of him, and it's so clear he's surrounded by love. And every video we've gotten of him, so Jamie, just so you know, I realized that I didn't say this. His whole thing, great dog, super smart, learns tricks, amazing, everyone loves him. Deathly afraid of the leash. So much so that like if you bring a leash out, he will bite you and blood will be dripping down your hand.
Oh.
No good.
Yeah.
And we've gone through 2 trainers. We stumped them both. Anyway, so I
one of them didn't even realize that, well, whatever. Long story.
One sucked, one was cool.
Right. And the cool one said, take him to this other place.
Yeah, the cool one recommended this place that we took him. And if anything, now I just wish we had done it sooner. It's incredible. Every video that they've sent of him, he, like the first one they sent of him on the leash, like you could see he's scared, but he's on a leash, which already is impressive. Like that's farther than we got, and his tail was between his legs, but he was walking on a leash. But he would like then run to the first person he could find and hide under their legs. But I was still excited to see him on a leash because this was about 2 days after we dropped him off. And then the next video, he's walking around a bunch of kittens and he's like much more confident. And this was only a few days later. And
the kittens they're not just regular kittens, they're tough kittens. I mean, these they were like, smoking, a couple of them were rolling dice,
talking trash.
Luck be a lady tonight. Like they were gangster kittens.
More that he was easily distracted and upset by other animals. So the fact that he was walking on a leash and there were kittens around him, I was like, wow. And then a few days later, just this weekend, they sent a video of him watching like an advanced level class of dogs with their owners. But he was on a leash and he looked super happy and super comfortable. And then
And the person who had him on a leash was going, Smudgy, someday you too will be able to do calculus like these dogs.
That is so cute to look at like a freshman looking at the seniors.
It is really cute. And then we just got a video on Monday, I think. It was like a long video. I sent it to Sean because I was so excited.
It was amazing. It really was amazing. Like it blew my mind.
They were like, here's some like, I wish that I had my phone, but I don't. It's charging. I wanted to be present. But like the caption was something like Smudgy doing some amazing work on leash in public. And the video is him in a parking lot on a leash. And you're like, okay, great. 2 other dogs on a leash with them. Okay, great. Then it's in front of a Petco and they're doing some drills. Then they go inside Petco and Smudgy is walking down the aisle of Petco, just looking like happy, confident.
It was crazy. He gets a charge card. He buys a goldfish. He has an aquarium now. So Amber's going to get Smudgy back and a goldfish.
It's hard to explain how exciting that is if you didn't fully see the before, but it's unreal. The progress so quickly.
And I will say, like, I did not see a lot of the before. I saw very little of the before, but I heard a lot of the before. And so that's why watching that video, I was just like, holy fucking shit, to see this dog calmly walking around on a leash after all the stuff he had been through was mind-boggling.
Unreal. So, and I called them today to see like, hey, when do you think we could pick up Smudgy? Because that's the other thing. Everyone keeps being like, so when's he done? And we're like, we don't know. He's like held hostage by them until he's done. Which is cool because you pay by the week.
He's gonna need a few more weeks actually.
But like
he likes it here. He likes it here a lot.
The like acute problems course, it's coded at being 12 weeks long. Like there is a possibility that he would be gone for 3 solid months and we would have no money left. Like comically no money. But
Welcome home, Smudgy. We live here on this trail up outside the reservoir.
But so I called today because it seemed like they were making really good progress. And we made it clear that really our only thing was the leash. Like, I'm sure they could train him to be like a police dog and know everything. But right now, it's just the leash. And maybe we'll come back for more. I don't know. But oh, so I called to see, hey, when do you think, and I'm not rushing you, we might have to take the day off work. So we can't just be told, come pick up Smudgy today.
Okay, well, you're being a little passive aggressive, ma'am, but
No, I really wasn't, because the school's in Thousand Oaks. It's pretty far away.
Boy.
And also we have to take a class before we can take him home to like learn the skills and the techniques to keep this up. So it isn't just like a quick, like, pick him up and we go home. Anyway, she got back to, I also said, thank you so much for all the pictures and videos and updates. It's unreal. You guys are amazing. Every video he improves exponentially. I can't believe it. And she said, this isn't normal. Like, he's amazing. He's really putting the work in. He's improving at a pace that's incredible. So I was like, I'm so proud of my boy.
Did she sound like she was reading that off a card?
No, it felt genuine.
Are you able to visit? Have you seen this?
No. I've
No touching, please. No touching.
This week has been a little bit better. I've like made peace with it or gotten used to it or whatever. But last week I was like physically in pain how much I missed him. And we get to go pick him up on Tuesday. And I'm so excited. And I'm so excited about our future with him. Like it for so long, Jamie, you missed this whole chunk, but for so long, it was impossible to picture a future with him. Like it was just darkness or
blood. You've
confusion.
described bloody arms.
Yeah. And now it's like, let's do this. Let's have a wonderful life with our boy.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I last left you at Trainer 1.
Right. Well, I also keep thinking about how his debut might have been a red flag. Remember how he was like, bleh? Like how I listened to it on YouTube a lot. That's why I know it. But the first podcast, it was where Andrew was on as well. And I was like, I got a dog. And I like picked him up and into the microphone, he was like, like,
really?
No, nothing. Yeah. But he was trying to say like, hey, I got problems and you should probably take care of them.
And you did. And, things are going well and only better things to come, know? Because I get what you're saying. Like that feeling of like, this is how it is and it's never going to change is a difficult one, It's a hard one to deal with. But it feels like things are finally changing. What, Jamie?
Don't. I started thinking about myself and how I wish things would change. And
yeah. I know it made me think about the pandemic, and I was like, ooh.
Not a fan.
Well, maybe it's time we should take a break and just regather and recoup.
Okay, sounds good.
Jamie, take some time. Think about what you're going to talk about when we come back.
Oh boy.
And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Sean. Thanks for listening. I've talked a couple of times over the last few episodes about how we're going to do a mailbag coming up soon. So how about you send us some mail so there's something in the bag. Our mailing address is mailbag@thelongshotpodcast.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. Please feel free to send kudos, complaints, requests, recipes, orders, ransom notes, whatever you have. And now, back to our show.
Well, I'm a couple miles from nowhere, and there's no one.
We are back. You were listening to...
Did
there you
you
guys are.
need to do that on air?
You're listening to The Long Shot. It is a podcast. I am your host. My name is Sean Conroy. With me today on the show, Amber Kenny. And of course, Jamie Flam making a rare appearance, surprising everyone by stepping into the light. By the way, there's a light behind you, Jamie. I don't know if you know that, but there's a light behind you.
Oh, is that the lamp?
That is not the lamp. That's not the lamp either.
I would disagree on both counts.
That's the
You
lamp.
have a lot of lamps. Lighting's important. Oh my God.
There's actually one over there too, but it's not on right now.
Jamie, what's going on?
I have no coordination. I cannot figure that out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. What's going on? Yeah. The neighborhood, I'm enjoying where I've lived now, and
Oh yeah, you moved.
I'm in a new place.
Where do you live? What's the address?
It's I would say off of Griffith Park near Los Feliz Boulevard.
Okay. All right. Nice.
I think pretty close to you.
A lot of coyotes.
I've not seen one coyote.
They're
What the
there.
heck? What the
They've
heck?
seen you.
They're just wily.
Mhm.
But no, I just remembered, and one night I had to.
They're
wake up
busy
and pee.
painting tunnels on the side of buildings.
I do think I heard in the last few days, but it was like 4 a.m. and I was walking to the bathroom, and there was that whole like crazy it sounds like they're attacking and eating a dog situation.
Yeah.
Which it seems like a situation, but I never hear about that. Another dog taken by coyotes. Is that like a not making the news?
Well,
type situation?
you just see
That-
missing cats, and I think it's like,
It's a cat situation.
Well,
Okay.
no. A dog is different from a cat. The dog thing, they keep quiet because they don't want people to know about that.
it goes all the way to the
Hush,
top.
hush.
Yeah. No, I mean, because people find out their dogs are being eaten by coyotes, all of a sudden there's going to be a run on something.
Those coyote vests, have you seen them?
Which?
Maybe vests.
They make coyote vests for small dogs. I guess maybe even larger dogs, but I know for sure for small dogs, and they're the dumbest thing in the world. Let me actually, I'm going to, Jamie, you keep talking. I'm gonna find a coyote vest. And
Jamie is also Googling coyote vests right now while you're doing it. So
don't do that,
No,
Jamie.
I was actually. Are thongs back? Good news. Your story checks out, Sean.
Does it?
I mean, I see a man in a faux fur vest.
No.
But Jamie, so you heard a dog being kidnapped by coyotes and you just decided that you were not going to get involved?
I mean, to get involved would have involved probably hiking around towards the sound of the scary thing. And
Right.
then I don't know what I would do once I got there.
Pay the ransom. Right? You say, I have a theater. I can get money if you need money.
To the coyotes.
Can I do an impression right now? Because you guys are both like on your computer screen, just like looking shit up. I always want to be the guy in a movie about a kidnapping who is trying to trace the kidnapper's phone call.
Uh-huh.
You know who that guy is? Like the sound tech who's there with the police
Yeah,
department,
sure.
and they're like, Frank, we're going to get him on the phone. We're going to keep him talking. So I want to do my impression of the guy who, okay, great. Never mind.
No, then I want to hear the impression.
No. Let's take a look at coyote vests.
It's like a succulents in it.
No, it's so that they can't eat it. It's like spiky.
It looks like I want to hit a golf ball off that animal's back.
And this is just like if they're in the backyard at night, or
going for a walk.
It's really a thing that's that prevalent. I mean,
well, because they will. They'll take. I mean, those are little dogs, right?
Mm-hmm. If they're hungry, they're gonna eat it.
I mean, that would be the most traumatizing thing to see ever.
But I think they're the funniest, most embarrassing vest. But I would love to hear your impression, Sean. I'm sorry.
No. Let's look at more coyote vests.
No, I can play the character. I think I get the situation. I get the setup.
I was pretty upfront about what I was doing. I wasn't hiding it.
Just feel like there's a timing issue there of like, I'm about to do like, and now, ladies and gentlemen.
It wasn't the best timing ever.
Hold on one second. Hello. When I was in court last week, I had jury duty last week, Jamie. They make a big deal, obviously, of like, turn your cell phones off and don't even leave them on vibrate because it's so quiet in the courtroom.
You could hear it.
You'll hear anything. And so we're all sitting there and somebody's cell phone rang. Like we're just the defense attorney or somebody's talking to somebody, and all of a sudden, and the judge almost lost his mind. Was just like turned and was like, "You need to turn that off. You need to turn it off right now in every way you possibly can. Do not have it on in this room ever again." Like, it's just so crazy that people. It's the same thing as the other thing where it's like, no. Yes, no. We say turn your cell phones off, but
clearly not me.
Please,
that's for the bad guys.
Right.
Did it affect the case?
The main character.
The guy had 3 dogs with him in the courtroom. Yeah, it did, because the guy he was on trial for mimicking Herb ALpert and the Tijuana Brass, and that is a deep cut. Okay, so here's my impression of
should I share something?
Yeah. All of a sudden a picture of Herb ALpert and Tijuana Brass just pops up. Whipped Cream. Remember that album?
Whipped Cream.
Yeah.
The lady with the whipped cream on her.
They did Spanish Flea.
Yeah. So there, the guy's on the phone. He's like, the cop, the star of the film is on the phone with the kidnapper, right? It's always the cop who's the star of the film, or the private detective, whoever it is, who's negotiating for the family and negotiating the ransom. Like, so you think you're going to get away with this? You think you're going to, well, what makes you think you can get away with this? Like just keeping them on the phone. Like, so what, you ever been up to the Hollywood Reservoir? You've been up there?
Eddie Pepitone starring in a movie.
You've been to the Hollywood Reservoir? You've been up to that path past the security guards? You seen what's up there? Meanwhile, the guy is like on his computer, just like, and then one of you guys be the cop. Okay, so Jamie, be the cop, the star of the movie, and hang up the phone and just and just go, did you get him, Frank? Okay, so that's the end. That's the final line. You could say whatever you want before that.
I'll
but
say action. Okay.
You're the director. Yeah, Jamie, give Amber your hat because she needs to look like a director.
Women could be directors. 5, 4. Action.
What do you say? What happened? I didn't get what was happening at the end there.
Action.
Oh, he hung up. I can't believe this happened. This is so crazy. Anyway, did you get it? Did you get the thing? I'm sorry.
I liked it. It was like our lead character just had oral surgery.
I thought he had an aneurysm.
His name is oral surgery
or something.
Could we do it one more time? A cut.
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay, well, what's your name?
We're in that classic situation where instead of just playing the character, Jamie feels like he has to steal focus. Like, remember, the impression is me doing the impression. It's not about your character.
Right.
You are setting me up for the impression.
I like that Jamie and I have both fucked this up for you already.
Unbelievable.
And you're right. That was
Jamie was like, this is my opportunity to be hilarious. And sometimes you just need to give the assist.
Okay.
Right.
The assist is so important.
All right. Speed, rolling, action.
Did you get it, Frank? That's pretty good.
So much to build up.
It's like definitely not an audio joke. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with my stand-up act is that I do impressions, but I only get like 3 of them out in an hour because there's so much lead time to set up of what's happening.
Entire other people and scripts.
Okay, look, you're going to be the ferry captain, okay? And you're the passenger, and I'm the mother who's waiting at home for the ferry to come in. It just takes forever, and then every time you pick a person out of the audience and you go, all you got to do is be the ferry captain who says, next stop Staten Island, next stop Staten Island. And they go, action. And the person goes, next stop Staten Island. And you're just like, oh my God. Can you just say it like a normal fucking ferry captain?
I thought they were going to say it like a ferry captain.
That's what I was picturing too.
Stop Staten Island.
What's weird is what you just did is now a good impression of my dad.
What do you mean?
He does this character a lot now. That's just like, that's it. And it's, he's getting quirkier. It's not like out of character for him even a few years ago, but
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
I am very serious.
Oh, okay. So he's doing a character like that.
He's doing
a character. Is that how he communicates normal ideas? Is within that?
No. There's still normal faculties for all that. It's just it's like look at me. I'm a little fairy.
I almost understand.
It's nothing really to understand. I think it's he just will do exactly what I just did.
You're doing better than I am, Amber.
But like when?
Yeah, what's the context?
What's the context?
Honestly, it could be anytime. You just look over at him and he's like, no.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
you just did your impression again of the telephone guy. What are you here for, honestly? Your whole thing is to get the traits.
No, I couldn't get anything, boss. Sorry. I tried my best, but he slipped the noose again. There's no way we're going to touch this guy. I can't wait to go back to the police academy and teach. That's all I wanted to do was be a teacher at the police academy, but somehow I'm out in the field all the time doing these audio things, like audio equipment, like I know technical things, like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Half the shit I don't know how it works.
If that just existed in The Fugitive with no
like
context, it's like, and there's that weird part in The Fugitive where they just go to the tracer guy.
I just want to go back to the academy and be a teacher. Oh, hi, class. I've been practicing that speech for a long time. Hey, class. Hey, class, I'm your teacher. Welcome to day 1. By the time you guys get out of here, you'll be ready to kick ass and take names.
Oh, my God.
Just stand and deliver now.
I think you're reading too much into it. All right. Well, parting shots. Time for a segment on the show that we like to call parting shots. Let's start today with Amber.
Sure. As of yesterday, my parents are back at home in Mexico, and
Arriba.
safe and sound and happy to be home. But this weekend was our family reunion. And so I went up to my brother's house and saw my parents, saw my brother, saw my nephews, saw my other brother, saw his wife, saw a couple dogs. And it was great. It was really nice. There was a lot of food and we all got along. The rub is here's the rub. The rub is my one brother, the younger of the two brothers, has not been vaccinated. His two sons have not been vaccinated. They had a friend over. He was not vaccinated. I felt okay. I knew this ahead of time. It wasn't like I was ambushed. It was worth it enough to me to see my parents to go. But I'm truly asking your opinion. Do I need to quarantine now so that I'm not?
I think just take a test.
Just take a test.
Yeah, I mean, I that's an interesting question because I really have absolutely no idea of what one should do in that situation. But I think Jamie's right. I think if you take a test, you'll know one way or the other.
Right, right.
Because you could have gotten infected and then there's the potential of passing it on to other people.
Which would be an absolute nightmare. Well, and that's the fun thing. It's not fun at all. I had we had a very active weekend. I think the fact that we are dogless, we're trying to live life to the fullest and really take full advantage of that and also stay busy so we aren't sad that we don't have our dog. So Friday night we went to a baseball game with a couple friends. Saturday we hung out.
Indoor or outdoor?
The baseball game, it was outdoor.
Okay.
Saturday night we hung out with some friends in the park and then Sunday was that family reunion. So it was to go from almost never socializing with people to socializing every single night of the weekend. It was kind of exhausting. It was all great and fun and I don't regret any of it, but I was pooped. And so I woke up on Monday. I was like, I don't feel great.
Do I have COVID?
Right. Exactly. Everything like this tiniest tickle in your throat. It's like,
oh my God.
Yeah. It's like the spiral of all spirals. So, and I took it easy. I worked all day on Monday, but I stayed in my PJs and I took it easy and I went to bed really early. But I talked to my parents and my mom's like, oh, P.S. my mom wouldn't hug me goodbye because she's like, I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, your parents are, your dad would be in a category of risk.
At risk. Absolutely. So I talked to my mom on Monday and she said she slept most of the day, wasn't feeling well, but was feeling better. I wasn't feeling well. And so I was spiraling of my entire family got COVID. Did I give it to them? Did they give it to me? Am I giving it to all of my friends and family? What is happening? But I feel fine now. It truly was I needed to go to bed early one night and then I felt fine. And my mom also feels fine now too. I still will take a test. I think that's good advice. But it was kind of a scary, and who knows if it was psychosomatic or not, because I knew that I hung out there with unvaccinated people. I don't know. Just putting it out there.
This is one of the reasons I did not go on that family vacation a few weeks ago, because I knew that whether or not anything happened, that would be where my mind was the whole time. That I would just be like, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? Am I feeling this way? I don't know what's happening. So I get what you're saying. It's maybe I'm just tired,
Right. Well, and it's if it weren't the year 2021, if it were in the before times, if it were
thong times,
2018 and I felt the way I did, I'd be like, oh, I'm kind of tired. But like everything has meaning now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Have you been sick at all in the last year and a half?
A couple days. But I think it was stress induced, to be honest. I think I can do that. My mind is pretty intense where I just am like, I can't do this anymore. And so my body shuts down.
Yeah, me too.
I've been shitting my brains out for 6 months, but that's not COVID.
Jesus.
That's something else.
That's a double espressiato.
I have an intern that I manage at work. And somehow we were talking about all COVID stuff today. And she like casually was like, oh yeah, I had COVID in January. All my roommates did. We all got COVID. And I was just like, that's crazy. Like, and I guess that is like more the norm, but that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is a weird thing too, to think about, like just people who are in different living situations, you know, and just don't have a choice, don't have a place to go. In that sense, I feel very fortunate, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why, as much as I miss them, I'm happy that my parents are back in Mexico.
Correct.
It's a very, very safe place for them.
Yep. All right. Parting shots. Jamie.
Well, I'm just curious what kind of what you're drinking, Amber.
It's a brewski. It's an IPA.
What kind?
It's a Stone Delicious. I think it's a low gluten beer.
I don't like beers with low gluten because it doesn't taste right to me. I'm like, why doesn't it taste good? It needs gluten.
No.
I love gluten. Okay, class. Everybody put your books on the desk.
Wait, so he's a teacher and like a spy tech guy.
You know the stuff we hear about masks in class, masks in school. Forget the mask. Take your mask off. Throw the mask away. Throw it out the window. Cop to my cops and throw the mask out the window.
Up a DM.
Jamie, parting shots.
Well, I mean, keeping on the IPA thing. You know, I like a hoppy IPA.
Me too. And some people are like, nobody likes that hoppy IPA. And I was like, well, call me nobody then, because I sure like it.
I don't have it often.
I don't like a malty. Like, I don't like
I'm not a malty.
Ugh. I don't like it too sweet. Yeah.
Really hoppy. And I didn't know that it was the hoppiness that I liked until about a couple of weeks ago, which makes it a very valid parting shot. I mean, I think I've heard it, but it really sunk in. Like when I'm like looking at a menu, I'm like, I want to ask for hoppier. Hoppier is what I like.
Okay.
And that is
so okay. So your parting shot so far is you like hoppy IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
100%. And I'm proud of that.
You should hang out with my husband.
I do. I want to hang out with all you guys.
Let's give it some time. I got to get tested.
Yeah. I have a bunch of
I love to hang out with you guys. It'll be fun. We could go do some graffiti.
Graffiti?
I don't know.
Do you guys ever do donuts in the parking lot? And I don't even know what to eat.
I thought you were the teacher.
It doesn't mean I don't like to hang out. I have fun too. I have fun. Teachers have a life, you know, like it's not like, you know, like you might run into me at a movie theater. I go see it Fast and Furious or whatever.
You saw it twice.
Did you really?
Twice. Well, partially once. Second time, all the way through.
I think it is the Fast and Furious attraction at Universal Studios.
Why are we still talking about Universal Studios?
Oh, I there's a reservoir over here that I've been walking around called the Silver Lake
Here
Reservoir,
we go. Blah, blah.
Which I enjoy that. But then there's another little reservoir right.
You still like happy IPAs?
More than ever. I actually like them more than just 2 minutes ago when I was talking about them. But there's another little reservoir over here. It's super cute, but there's no water in it.
Damn.
why I asked earlier.
How is it cute? Where is it?
What makes a reservoir cute?
It's like where Rowena hits Hyperion. It's like,
oh, I know that one.
It's gated. It's smaller.
Yep. I didn't know it was a reservoir, and I never thought of it as cute, but I know the one you're talking about.
I thought isn't it like the water and power?
Yeah, it is water and
plant
power.
Or something.
It might not be a reservoir at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that usually there's water part of it.
And now there's no water in it.
Right now there's no water. And interesting, I was walking by there on Sunday, and a man was walking a dog from towards me. And when we passed, we made eye contact, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing?" And then as I was walking away, I was like, "That was Paul Giamatti." I'm like 90% sure it was.
Paul Giamatti is the reason I am on the verge of possibly subscribing to Showtime.
What is he on?
Because he has his new season of Billions is coming out.
Oh,
season 6, I think, or season 5. I can't remember, but kind of want to see it. You know, I'm not going to do it, but I have been thinking about it. I've been contemplating it. I've been considering it. I've been reflecting on the possibility.
Meditating on it.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah. Ruminating.
Yes. Ruminating, meditating. What else, Jamie? You like hoppy IPAs and cute reservoirs. What else?
Paul Giamatti.
That's interesting. My dog looks like Paul Giamatti.
That's the cutest thing a dog could look like. What if Smudgy comes back with like a face job? That's what they're called, right?
We keep joking because he's it's not a military school, but that's what we call it. But because we keep joking that he's at a military school, that he'll come back and be like, "Sir, mama, sir, please pet me now, sir." It makes me laugh.
He'll make your guys' bed every morning.
Yeah, and have like a very defined jawline. Yeah.
Push-ups, clean your bathroom with a toothbrush. Last time I was on with Sean, I talked about my journaling and checking in with.
Yeah, what's the high beat stuff, or should I just listen to the episode?
No, I don't think you should listen to it.
That's great promotion.
I'll give you a quick rundown. Basically, BEAT stands for Bald Eagle and Troll, which are characters that Jamie does with his comedy partner Vanessa. And somehow that has wormed its way into his journaling, where every morning he starts the journal by going, "Hi, Beat," and then beaming at himself, saying that to Bald Eagle and Troll.
Okay.
That's a really good breakdown of it. It's become less about Bald Eagle and Troll, and just Beat is kind of talking to my true self. And in the harder moments, even throughout the day, I'm like, it's like, "Hey, Beat. Hey, Jamie." And then I will usually just start beaming. And when I start putting all these ideas together, it's like I'm beaming into the rhythm of the universe. And that's what I forgot to talk about was getting back into that, the rhythm and beat.
The beat.
The drum. But then remembering, like, I always forget, but like my tattoo that I got a few years ago, I literally,
that's such an awkward angle.
I don't know how to do it. But it's
does that say Nevermind? What does that say?
It's
don't get
baby. Anyway, but it's a beat. It's a flam. It's like the little drum rudiment. But it's like the one tattoo that I got that I never think about, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh shit. It's a beat. And so it's like I got the thing of the thing that I've been doing, and it's hi beat. Hey, I've never actually done it. Hi beat. And so
it all comes together like a thing that comes together.
Yeah. And then last night I was watching on Netflix, there's a new documentary on drummers and drumming, and watched half of it last night. It was really good. But yeah, just getting into rhythms. I've been feeling like I'm out of a rhythm. I really think that's that was another thing last night. Vanessa and I, as we've been kind of getting our staff trained over the last few weeks on everything, we've had to give up working concessions, but when we first reopened, it's like every night Vanessa and I were working concessions and having so much fun. And last night we did it. We had a couple sold out shows, and I was thinking about today, I was like, that is as much of a rhythm as everything. It's like there's this line of people, and she's got the popcorn and we got the thing, and I'm getting the stuff and getting the drinks, and we're talking to them. We have a rhythm how we talk, and like knowing kind of when to hold back. It's like, this is keeping the line moving but having fun with it. And I was like, that is, of course, it's a happy place, because I'm like,
how'd you like a large instead of a medium? It's more popcorn, it costs less money.
One size. But a lot of people do say I'll have a small popcorn.
I'm debating whether I should say something or not. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, but I know
you were ruminating about it. You were,
yeah, I know that maybe I shouldn't have said it, but
meditating.
Recently, I was talking about you in a group of friends, Jamie, and it came out that they all thought that you were married to Vanessa. Do you get that a lot?
Often.
That's a lot.
I guess,
and I had to be like, no.
Are you not married to Vanessa?
No. No, it is surprising to a lot of people. It comes up fairly often, and but people do assume, because we're partners in all the ways, except for marriage. But no. But yeah, I've heard people have been. I forgot what came up with most recently, but they were like, yeah, they were floored. Like, you're not. Like, no, she has a husband and 2 kids. They're not mine.
Right. That's what I said. And they were like, what? Yeah, no.
No, there's someone else out there that's destined to be my gal, and I haven't found him yet. And
hey, Beat.
Hi, Beat. I need you right now.
She's probably somewhere trying on thongs right now. Have you ever seen the show Dave?
I've watched every episode of it.
Is it any good?
You've watched every episode?
Yeah.
Because it's great. I love it. It's really, really well done. But it just, your thing about High Beat reminds me of, there's this weird thing that they get into in season 2 where Dave and this other guy, who's a real guy playing himself on the show, whose name I don't remember, he's a music producer, they start calling each other, I can't tell if they're calling each other Chet or Chuck. Like, they have this little nickname for each other. They're like, hey, Chuck, do you think it's okay if we, Chet, what do you think, Chet? And it's like, and they're like, did you just call? Like, it's just a funny little weird, bizarre. Anyway,
is it like that early episode where it's like the producer
they do some weird shit.
Yeah, yes, that was a really weird.
That whole show is really very bizarre, but it's actually great. It
gets weirder and weirder and deeper, and I don't know. Yeah. Really,
I mean, the season 2 finale was kind of mind blowing. But anyway, so that leads me to my parting shot, which I'm always all about. Like, you should watch this show. You should watch this show. And I got a couple of people to watch a show called Patriot that I had recommended a while ago, and they really dug it. And I was so happy to hear that. People tweeted about it and like, thank you for recommending this show. And that was fun for me to hear, because that show just really did everything for me. But there's a show that I just watched recently, and of course I watched the whole thing. The show is called The Defeated, and it takes place in Berlin in 1946, which already I'm 100% on board. World War II is over. Yeah. It's like World War II is over. Well, it's even more than that, though, because it's about cops in Berlin, like German cops in Berlin, after the city has been taken over by the Russians, the Americans, the French, and the British, and divided into 4 sectors. And they keep, the cops are German, so they don't have guns. They all use table legs instead of guns. Like, that's their only weapon that they're allowed to have. And there's a character who comes in from outside, who is he's another cop, a cop from Brooklyn, who's played by Taylor Kitsch, who a lot of people may remember from Friday Night Lights. He was like the handsome fullback on Friday Night Lights who had sex with all the neighbor ladies. And he was great. He was great on Friday Night Lights. But on The Defeated, he is a cop from Brooklyn. So he does a Brooklyn accent.
Hey, I'm walking here.
That is 10 times better than what he does on the show. Like he sounds on the show, he sounds like he's from Dorchester or something. Like it's not even a close approximation of a Brooklyn accent. It's way more Boston. It's hilariously bad. And of course I watched the whole thing because I was like, I want to see if this ever gets better or gets like emotionally compelling in any way. There's another guy in it who's I think pretty famous. It just was interesting because it's a Netflix show, and Netflix is like a worldwide thing. So half of it was in German and half of it was in English. And they were like, they would go back and forth, and like he spoke a little bit of German, and then he was dealing with people that were American and English, but then his partner, the other cop, was a German, so she spoke German the whole time, but she had been, it's so funny how they justify these things in the pilot, like she had been a linguist before the war, so of course she spoke English and Russian when they were in the Russian
with
sector.
No dialect.
Right. But anyway, it was not good, but it is hilarious to see Taylor Kitsch try to do.
The show's not good, or is it worth watching?
No, it's not worth watching at all, except if you get a kick out of watching somebody try to do a Brooklyn accent and fail miserably the entire time.
Did either of you see the movie Waco, or the series Waco? He plays.
He was in that. Yeah, he was David Koresh, right?
He's played David Koresh, which wasn't always great.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Like it was
this
negligible
like
to me.
We hate Taylor Kitsch.
No, I mean I think he's great. He was also he was great in Friday Night Lights. He was in the worst. He was in the worst season of True Detective. So it wasn't his fault. It was just poorly written, which was season 2 with Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell. But I like the guy. I mean, I am such a fan of Taylor Kitsch that I went to see John Carter the day it opened in theaters. If you remember what an atrocious movie that was.
Yeah.
I was very excited for that. And then that was such a huge disappointment. But anyway.
I feel you on accents. Like I am a huge Benedict Cumberbatch fan. I think he's fantastic. I love him, especially as Sherlock. Maybe
Smaug.
Right. But they keep casting him as an American, and it's like you're taking everything that's interesting away from him and making him do an accent he's not great at.
Doctor Strange is American, correct?
Yes. Jeff always laughs. My impression of Doctor Strange is always shut the door. Like the super hard R, or like, yeah, we get it. You're not, but like, just make Doctor Strange British. Like, why? Why does he have to be American? I don't like. What are we doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really. I know some people like. I think you have to have a particular kind of ear to even hear that, and a lot of people don't even hear it. And I can't listen to it without being like, what the fuck? And I've told both these stories before, but my opinion is The Wire is the greatest TV show in the history of television.
But McNulty.
Right. The first 4 episodes, I was just sitting there going like, what is wrong with this guy? There's something off. And then I looked and it was like, he's from Yorkshire, and that's why he sounds so fucked up.
No, I never got past that with him in The Wire. I just was like, I had to like decide to let it go. But yeah, he never sounded right. And then the other story, which I've also told before, is how I was a reader during auditions for Step Brothers. Hello.
I went in with the casting director and with Adam McKay, the director, in a super weird day where they were having women audition for, I forget. Oh, I think I was John C. Reilly, who ends up having sex with Adam Scott's wife in
which
the
is
movie. I don't know who.
I'm blanking on her name right now. Everyone says I look like her.
Amy Adams.
No.
Marissa Tomei. Glenn Close.
She just got very famous in WandaVision.
Oh, yes. Right. Catherine Hahn.
Yes, Catherine Hahn.
Right. So
for
she
years,
was not.
People have said that I remind them of Catherine Hahn, and I always take it as a compliment.
She's great. She came and did Ass Cat, and she was just so fun to hang out with. But she was not there that day. But anyway, I went in as John C. Reilly. I was reading as John C. Reilly, and all these actresses were coming in to audition for the part of the woman who seduces John C. Reilly in the movie. So they said to them when they came in, just try to improvise a fuck scene with Sean and he'll go wherever you go. So I ended up like making out with all these actresses.
No, you didn't.
It was bizarre.
What are you talking? And none of them got it for sure. None of them got it if Catherine Hahn wasn't there.
Right. None of them got it.
What is?
And some of them were people I knew also, which was even weirder.
Wait, tongue?
Various elements in various
penetration.
There was no.
Are they?
There was no penetration. No tickets bought. But it was a bizarre day. I could talk about it for a long time, and I felt super weird about it then and weirder now. But and I thought, oh, I did this favor for them. They will
surely they'll cast me. Yeah.
Never heard from them again. But anyway, at the end of the day, this guy came in, and again, as I did last time when I told this story, I am blanking on his name, but I'm looking it up because I want to get it right. Let's see if I can find it. It's James. I think it's James something. But he came in, British actor. Mm-hmm. And he was auditioning for a part in the movie.
James McAvoy.
Purefoy. That was close. James Purefoy.
I don't know who that is, but I'll look it up later.
You would probably recognize him if you looked him up.
Oh, for sure.
He's been in a million things. He was in Rome. He played Mark Antony in HBO's production of Rome, and he was fantastic. So I was a huge fan. So they wanted me to read a scene with him because he was auditioning.
And you're like, do you want to make out?
Right. Let's do a fuck scene, James. But no, I said to him, I was like, oh, I'm such a fan of Rome. You were amazing. I love the show, blah, blah, blah. And he was very gracious about it. But he was auditioning for a part in this movie. So he had to play an American. And it was crazy. Like, it was just crazy. Like, he was like, okay, let's do it. And then we started, and he was like, well, I need to make sure you understand that I'm a regular guy who works in the janitor department. And everybody was like, what the fuck? And he just goes, I'm very sorry. I've been on a plane for almost 24 hours. So perhaps let's take that again. And I think I can really nail it the second time. And then the second time we did it, and he was like, I hope everybody understands how American I am, because that's where I'm from, is America, United States of America, Cleveland.
That's a funny sketch.
It was so crazy. And I have no idea. Maybe he got cast in the movie. I really don't know.
I think he's the other stepbrother.
But it was
it was John C. Reilly and that guy.
It was so bizarre to hear somebody like, I don't know. And so anyway, it always bugs me when. So watch The Defeated.
Well, and I'm sure that's how British people feel when I try to, like, when anybody tries to do a British accent. But it's just.
But some people can do it. Like, talk about The Wire, Idris Elba. I had no idea that he was British until long after that series was over. You know.
We talked about Mayor of Eastwood a little bit, right? But like, Kate Winslet, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
She's incredible.
Yeah. Well, she needed to get some water and make sure she,
My friend Lampy grew up in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying that as much as it sounds like, oh, that's a crazy accent, like they're nailing it. They're doing it completely accurately.
Right. Well, I just always think of the Flex Seal guy. You guys know the Flex Seal guy?
He's like, know.
It could be completely waterproof if you just use Flex Seal. Anyway, all right. This feels like a good place to wrap it up and figure out what happens next. Jamie, you have anything to plug right now?
Like theater, right?
Yeah.
Are you at max capacity? Are these dumb, boring questions?
We are at max capacity.
That's great.
And we require proof of vaccination. Yeah, come to Dynasty Typewriter. You can find us online at dynastytypewriter.com and get our full listing of shows and attractions.
Are you broadcasting your shows online at this point?
No,
because you got to get people to buy those tickets.
But we did so many live streams during the pandemic, and we actually invested in a couple cameras, but we need to kind of get that going. But the goal is to be able to and actually yesterday, we didn't do it, but both shows were live streamed. So go to Dynasty.
Well, what's the goal? You started to say the goal is, then you cut yourself off to say something else. Which is a bad way to get goals accomplished when you don't even say what they are, you know?
No, Deepak Chopra says to do that.
Cut yourself off.
Yeah. I read
First thing you do is you state your goal to a point and then cut yourself off and go in a different direction. My number one goal is to make sure that well, no. I mean, what I'm saying is sometimes sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
Our goal is to, as soon as possible, be doing as many live streams and bringing people into the space virtually as often as possible.
So in that sentence, you said as often as possible 3 different times or as many as possible. And I think one of the things you want to do with goals is be specific. And that does not feel specific to me.
We plan to make $100 million by doing live streaming from the theater all the time.
You have a better chance of accomplishing that now than you did before you stated that out loud.
I think that's a good practice. I like that.
Go ahead.
And I'd like to plug Sean Conroy.
Go on.
As someone would be great for someone special to have sex with. If you're listening and you're looking for good time.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% true. 100%. Amber, do you want to plug anything?
No.
You want to double down?
Follow all of the DreamWorks social channels, please.
I love that you're coming on our show to plug DreamWorks. Amber, it's Bob DreamWorks. Listen, I just wanted to thank you for the third quarter boost.
It can't hurt.
No, of course not. All right. That's it. That's our show. We'll see you guys next time on The Long Shot.
What fun.
So fun.
Bye.
And if you leave, darling, if you ever go, well, I'll tell you nothing, because nothing's what I know. And I'll be my door until the paint turns black and blue. Oh, and babe, I'm gonna cry all over you. Of a million people fainting, and some evil doer tainting everything that is alive. And I forgot the point of cursing, and I'm no good at conversing if my condition ever worsens, then I'll probably not survive. And if you leave, darling, if you ever split, well, I'll give a damn, hell, I'll even give a shit. And I'm gonna worry, 'cause there's nothing left to do. Oh, and babe, I'm gonna cry all over you. Yes, and babe, I'm gonna cry. Oh, and babe, I'm gonna cry. Yes, and babe, I'm gonna cry all over